Stay tuned for a special presentation.
Harold? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a pair of pants.
What for?
My boss says I have to wear black pants to work. Aha! I found it!
How about we go shopping for a pair that wasn't worn by a hippo?
No, not again.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people. My name is Aidan DeFrehn, the creator of the videos you just watched. Today I want to showcase a behind-the-scenes look at Get There Quick, an animated short-form sitcom that was mainly meant for release on short-form video platforms. So, why don't we begin with... The idea for the series came when I started watching a bunch of sitcoms like Bewitched, The Flintstones, and The Nanny. One day I was like, hey, maybe I should make my own. So I wrote down some ideas for a sitcom, which would revolve around a couple in their 30s and 40s living in Philadelphia. Also, originally, the sitcom was going to be live action, but because I'm not really comfortable with the idea of filming myself, I decided to make it animated instead. Then it was time to write the scripts. I actually wrote a total of 8 episodes for the series. Hopefully I could get some time to animate them all. Though, for the time being, I wanted to focus on animating 3 of them. I ended up choosing the ideas I titled No Pants Too Big, Sugar Rush, and All Laced Up. The latter was planned to be the second episode, but because of my lack of animation skills at the time, I held it off until later in 2025. But I wanted to release an episode as soon as possible, and Sugar Rush would have been an easy enough idea to animate. So that became episode 2 instead, and All Laced Up became episode 3. With all the episodes written, I went straight into pre-production. I drew concept art for the show like my life depended on it. I even made a DeFrehn Draws episode out of it. Model sheets, background concepts, you name it. I even made a mock-up of the interior in Blender to test to see if I can put 2D characters in a 3D environment. I liked the idea so much that as soon as I made that, I drew the interior layout and modeled the 3D environment around it. I did the same with the exterior, which you can see in the opening title card and at the end of episode 2. I achieved the 2D look by following a cell shading guide by Joey Carlino. Finally, I achieved the line work by drawing on the surfaces via Blender's grease pencil. Okay, I wrote the scripts, I planned the concepts, now I guess it's time for animation. Voice acting. I ended up voicing both characters myself. Harold's voice was based off of an impression of Albert Brooks, and Margot was literally just me imitating Fran Drescher. The latter voice was pitched up slightly in post just to make it sound a little less like me. Though after making the episode, I kinda debated whether or not I could do the voice without pitching it up. Who knows? We have another 5 episodes to find out. So now let's get into animation. I imported the storyboards into OpenTunes and created a rough pass based on it. The rough would later be inked and colored in using the same software, though since episode 3 I switched it to Homa 2D for the stage. However, the program is based on OpenTunes. I just wanted something considered more easy and lightweight for inking and painting. The characters were exported as a PNG sequence and imported into Blender, where I would add them into the stage and play around with the paper textures until I got it to look right. The characters would then be added to a separate collection, and holdout objects would be made for the stage that would be known as compositing. In basic terms, compositing is a series of images combined into a singular picture. Compositing can also be used to add effects. For example, I use some lens distortion and film grain to give it that 90s, 2000s feel. I forgot to mention this, but the show is supposed to take place in 2003. Lastly, we put everything together into a final edit. The animated scenes are placed where they go in the timeline. I alter the timing of the sounds a little bit depending on how the scene was animated. And finally, I added the VHS effect courtesy of a little program called NTSC-RS, in which I play around with the settings until I get the effect that I want. Though there are times where I would actually go out of my way to record a video onto actual videotape. Kinda like what you're watching right now. Alright, the video's finished, but we're not done yet. We still have to do some marketing. In order to make people more aware of the project and its release, I would make what's called a promotional image. In its early years, it was all digital, made using Medibang Paint, though later on I would switch to Clip Studio Paint. But when the series went into production, I would switch to drawing the characters that would appear in the episodes digitally. Then I would print it out onto lined paper, as well as any other text and logos that are needed, and take a photo of that. These are then posted to my social medias, mainly in YouTube's community posts. One more thing I will note is that on top of uploading this to YouTube, I also upload the episodes to TikTok and Newgrounds. So if you want to see any more episodes, subscribe to the channel or follow me on those platforms. That way you won't miss any of the episodes. Alright, I think that covers everything. And so with that, until next time, my name is Aidan DeFrehn, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Funding for this program has been provided by contributions to this YouTube channel from viewers like you. Thank you.